What would you do if the very people meant to protect your neighborhood turned into its biggest bullies? Pause. One morning, I drove up to my home, the place I built with years of hard work, only to find it reduced to rubble. The HOA claimed it was because of unpaid fees, but in truth it was about control, greed, and power. Slight pause. They thought they could silence me with intimidation, but what they didn't know was who I really was. And when they saw the badge in my hand, their arrogance froze in an instant. So how did a petty dispute spiral into the ultimate downfall of an entire HOA? At first, life in the neighborhood felt almost perfect. Pause. The streets were quiet. The lake shimmered under the afternoon sun, and the houses looked like something out of a brochure. For years, this community seemed like the reward for decades of hard work, safe, peaceful, and filled with promise. I had built a life here with care, pouring every ounce of energy into creating a place where family and memories could grow. But under that picture-perfect surface, something darker stirred. An HOA board that claimed to protect property values thrived on control. They sent out glossy newsletters about community pride, but behind closed doors they whispered about rule enforcement, penalties, and making examples. At first, it was just small things. Letters about trimming hedges, warnings about leaving a car in the driveway overnight, a reminder that the lawn wasn't quite the right shade of green. Petty rules brushed off as nuisances. Still, there was something unsettling about the way the board operated. Smiles at community gatherings masked sharp eyes that measured every detail of a neighbor's life. Conversations with board members carried a weight, a tone that suggested, "We decide who belongs here." I didn't think much of it until the letters escalated. Fines for late dues, warnings for imagined violations, and notices with bold red stamps that felt more like threats than reminders. What once felt like a dream community slowly began to feel like a cage. And though no one could see it yet, those small cracks were about to split wide open. The escalation was relentless. Letters arrived almost daily, each one more aggressive than the last. The rules were petty, yet strictly enforced. Lawn height, paint shades, fence limits, even the position of a mailbox became grounds for fines. Surprise inspections became routine. I would walk outside to find an HOA notice taped to my door, or a red-stamped envelope demanding immediate compliance. Slight pause. Some neighbors whispered approval of the board, while others avoided me entirely, afraid to take sides. It felt isolating, like the entire community had turned against me. Night after night, I would stay awake, reading letters and calculating fines, trying to understand how a community I loved so much could become a battlefield. Every minor violation became ammunition for the HOA. One morning, they fined me because a bird feeder was considered an unauthorized structure. Another time, they claimed my driveway was improperly aligned with neighborhood standards. Each incident chipped away at my patience, yet strengthened my resolve. I knew that reacting in anger would only give them more reason to tighten their grip. So I meticulously documented every encounter, every letter, every threat. The HOA escalated further, blocking access to amenities, calling unnecessary meetings, sending legal threats. The tension became unbearable. Yet, in the shadows of their overreach, I quietly prepared. Every document, every photo, every correspondence became a piece of evidence, a part of the strategy that would soon turn the tables. Then came the morning when the ultimate violation occurred. I arrived at my property to find it demolished. My home reduced to debris. The HOA had crossed the line, believing their authority was absolute. Anguish and fury coursed through me. Every memory, every late-night effort, every family gathering that had filled those walls, gone. The board members stood smugly at a distance, confident that they had won. but they underestimated the preparation, patience, and power I carried quietly within. I revealed the badge, federal authority, the symbol of the law I represented. The moment it flashed in their eyes, everything changed. Their confidence shattered. Panic replaced smugness. The board, which had dictated every minor aspect of my life, realized too late that they had misjudged me entirely. Shock rippled across their faces as they recognized that the rules, the fines, and the intimidation would no longer protect them. Immediately, legal processes began. Every fine, letter, and threat I had documented became part of a comprehensive case. Authorities investigated the HOA's actions, uncovering mismanagement, abuse of power, and illegal demolitions. Neighbors, once silent, came forward with their own stories, echoing the pattern of oppression and fear. The community that had seemed divided began to unite, and the HOA's grip crumbled under scrutiny and accountability. The board's arrogance evaporated under scrutiny. Their emails, letters, and meeting notes revealed a pattern of intimidation and favoritism. Public hearings were called, and neighbors witnessed the humiliation firsthand. The board members had expected to rule unchecked, but they were now at the mercy of law, evidence, and truth. Financial restitution followed. My home was rebuilt, stronger and more resilient than ever. Each nail, each beam, each detail reflected perseverance and a quiet victory over injustice. Beyond the physical reconstruction, the psychological and emotional triumph was profound. I had transformed fear into strategy, frustration into resilience, and isolation into influence. The HOA board faced severe consequences. Their fines were rescinded, leadership positions revoked, and public humiliation complete. Residents demanded reform, transparency, and fairness. Over time, the neighborhood healed. Trust was cautiously rebuilt, and the cabin became a symbol of courage, integrity, and community. Conversations shifted from fear to empowerment. My experience became a blueprint for other neighborhoods, inspiring awareness and proactive measures against overreach. Perhaps the most profound impact was the lesson it imparted. Unchecked authority can destroy, but accountability, courage, and preparation can restore balance. As I stood on the porch, watching the lake shimmer under the evening sun, I knew that one person's courage had changed not just a home, but an entire community. The question lingered in every mind. If one person can make such a difference here, what difference could you make in your own world?